Hey guys, King of Charms here. Today I'll be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I bring to you a 7-0 win streak with Typhlosion in the Catch Cup. Alright, so before I get started, here's a little tip. So you're wondering, how the heck do you have a Typhlosion in the Catch Cup? Well, so a lot of you, if you've been playing for a while, or you probably do this already, you have your research stack. And you know you can stack a long amount from a long time, and I went through a little bit of my stack and I got a whole bunch of Pokemon that I can use for the Catch Cup. For those of you that are wondering, you're like, did you elite? Yes, I elite TM'd the Typhlosion for all of you. So do me a huge favor. I hope you guys do consider liking, subscribing, and commenting for the algorithm, and following me on Twitch and coming by when I stream, because I deliver y'all the best content that I possibly can, even if it means I have to spend some resources, even though it doesn't really dent me. I have 13 million Stardust from when I played a long time ago. I very rarely spend Stardust, and so because of that, I have a lot of Stardust to spend, and also resources. But what I usually do with these Pokemon I get for the Catch Cup, it's like, if I have a friend that doesn't have a PvP mod, all I do is just give them whatever I have already built for free. Like, okay, here's a little gift. They're like, okay, hey, you don't have a Typhlosion, right? Okay, here's a Typhlosion. And then my Typhlosion goes off and does better things for this said person who has my Typhlosion. So that's what I usually do with Catch Cup mods. The ones that I build for Catch Cup or just otherwise or other cups, I kind of just keep in my bag, in my storage, and then what I do is I give them the other to friends or just some random Joe down the street. But like, hey, not some random Joe, but someone that I know. I'm like, hey, do you want a Typhlosion? You do PvP, right? Do you want a Typhlosion? Here. And boom. So this is a 7-0 win streak with a 5-0 in it, featuring Typhlosion in the Catch Cup. So before we get started, obviously I have to give you my therapist mental health tip of the day. Is going to be, do not apologize. Well, actually, it's not don't apologize to anybody. It's basically, do not listen to people that tell you to be positive all the time. No, seriously. There's something called toxic positivity, which basically relentlessly, and this Pokemon Go goes through, is that they will tell you to be happy no matter what. They will convince you that no matter how broken Go Battle League is, that just, it's okay, don't worry about it. And it's terrible for your mental health because it invalidates your own feelings and emotions, and at the same time, it makes you basically you brush aside something that could either easily be fixed by a little bit of therapy, or you take it into an underlying issue that grows over time. So it's impossible to stay positive all the time. You're going to go through a lot of bad things. What happens with post-traumatic stress disorder, major depression, or very serious mental illness, it comes from the fact that you had something happen to you and it's basically cooked for a very long time to where it's manifested as an underlying issue where you had this deep trauma or deep mental illness that you never got resolved or ever got treated. And that's usually a result, and not usually a result, but sometimes that's a result of toxic positivity. Because everyone said, no, you're fine, don't worry about it, or that you're good, oh, you know what, just breed positivity, spread positivity out the world. Super positive people around the world are usually the ones that lie to themselves the most, because it's impossible to be positive all the time. And you need to process pain and suffering if you're going to move forward and move past and develop resilience and overcome adversity. That's literally what it is. For those of you, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going through something hard right now, especially the pandemic and everything of that sort. Hopefully you're doing much better. If not, go seek professional help if you can, or hopefully you have a great coping mechanism that you've developed and hopefully can help you pass through it, and then eventually you can overcome your trauma, which can actually be done through coping mechanisms. But don't listen to people that say be positive all the time. I will never tell you be positive all the time. If you're having a good day, that's fantastic. Take every day and crush the world. However, when you are down and out, make sure y'all do rest and relaxation, do whatever you need to take care of yourself, or like I mentioned, go see a mental health professional. Without further ado, let's get started. This is my 7-0 with Typhlosion for the Catch Cup. Spent a lot of dust on it, so I really hope y'all enjoy this shoutcast. And here are the battles. So, for our first battle, we got Legend on Legend action. These are really sweaty, and yes, I did build a Typhlosion for this. 7-0 with Typhlosion. As you see, we get Toucannon into our A9, and we get a Charm A9 in return as far as a Say Switch goes, which is great for us, but I kind of oops, so this is actually going to be a hell of a lot closer than it looks. Weather Ball goes off. I will shield one of them. It still does big damage, but the thing is, I kind of want to farm down all the way, but I don't farm down all the way. So this is kind of a misplay on my part. Even if I'm going to go over 100 energy, ideally I should have just fired, because now that Toucannon comes in and it's going to be able to farm me down. Or was the other way I would have done it around, where if I farmed down the A9, I would have been able to get to 2 blast burns. So this is a huge misplay on my part. And due to this, my opponent has a ton of energy. Even though I have A9, the thing is, I don't know what Toucannon's fast moves are. So yeah, we keep alignment, yeah, we're even shield scenarios. However, my opponent does have an energy lead, which might actually give them a win condition. For those of you that have seen me on Twitch, I can royally screw my win condition multiple times, and I actually have done it. But you know, it's okay. And we get a Wigglytuff. So, the thing about Wigglytuff is that, alright, I think we're okay. Because as far as happens, I'm going to be able to fire off these weather balls. And then as you see here, I'm going to send in my Politoed. The reason I'm going to do this is because Politoed does get to freaking weather balls with only 4 mud shots. It's freaking nuts at how strong it is. And as you see here, freaking weather ball, freaking Politoed is able to just literally annihilate its way through the meta just by literally balling out. Balling so hard, except for Russell Westbrook, because of the fact that you've been taking all these L's for your team. I feel really bad for the Lakers right now. You know, I am a Warriors fan, but I am from the Bay Area. And then on the south side, you got the Lakers, because you know you got LA. However, Russell Westbrook has been, despite the fact that you are getting paid that much, sir, and they were hyping you up so hard, you have been the literal downfall for your team, because you cannot clutch up like Steph Curry. I'm just saying. But anyways, enough roasting the Lakers. The Lakers is a fantastic franchise, and rip Kobe. I love Kobe. Love Kobe. I was never a Lakers fan, but I definitely was a Kobe fan, because you know when you the trash cans, when we were in high school and you guys would throw trash away from you would crumble up the ball and you'd throw trash away and you just yell Kobe. That's exactly what I do. I should yell Kobe. No, I'm not gonna yell Kobe every battle. That'd be super annoying, because this is double weather ball and the amount of balls you see is mighty. There's a lot of balls here. Not quite like the Dragon Balls. As you see here, we get Raichu into our A9. So this isn't actually that bad as far as for our opponent goes. Well, it's kind of bad because you don't get stabbed with a Raichu. But that Raichu is still pretty healthy. And we get a Fletchinder, so I'm going to switch into Politoed. A Fletchinder in Great League, and my brain is like, what? Well, here's the thing. If you go for Talonflame, you don't exactly you're not able to get Incinerate, so I can see why you use Fletchinder. At the same time, as you see here, we literally ball out. We get to 8 balls. We Kobe times 2 really freaking fast. I'm fast as fluff, boy. Oh my gosh. TikTok is such a bad influence, and oh my gosh, it's funny though, because I love animals. I love dogs. I love dogs, I love cats. If you watch my content for a while, you already know I used to volunteer at an animal shelter. And you know what I mean? I used to volunteer in Cheyenne. And in Cheyenne, it's cold. Speaking of cold, you're about to eat the power of the North at full power, because this is a blizzard through shields, baby. The blizzard goes through shields. It puts this Gyarados in the red, and all we're going to do is we're going to send in a little Ninetales to farm down, get all this sweet energy. And now that Raichu is going to get absolutely blasted by these weather balls. We're going to ball out like Steph Curry. As you know, I am a Warriors fan, so you just ball out from half court. We're going to take out this Alolan Raichu. We're not going to be able to get to a second weather ball, but that's perfectly fine. We still got a whole Typhlosion, and y'all already know what I'm going to do. I'm going straight for the beams. I'm about to summon the power of the sun, and I'm about to turn on the greatest quotation, the greatest hashtag in Pokemon Go PvP. It is not Hear Us Niantic. Well, yeah. They don't hear us a lot anyway, so that's what it is. But you know what? All I'm going to do is I'm going to shield both of these Brick Breaks. I'm going to summon all the power from the sky. You know what Solar Beam is in Japanese? It's called Tayoko Sen. And get beamed, baby! Get beamed, Raichu, and that's GG's. Dang, I hope y'all enjoyed that battle. That was a really sweet freaking match. And I finally was able to manifest a beam and absolutely obliterate my opponent for a really sweet end to a match. Now, there's probably word for disappointment, but I'll mention that later. We get A9 into Talonflame. Remember how I mentioned how you might see Talonflame, you saw Fletchinder, now we saw Talonflame. That's not Incinerate Talonflame. Either way, I'm going straight for the Blizzard. You already know I got really big coconuts, and my huevos are extremely large. And as we go for the Blizzard, but they call the shield, and I'm like, ooh, I'm impressed. So I will shield here, and what I'm trying to do here is alright. So, we're gonna, if we do go for the second Blizzard, we're definitely gonna lose, but I want my opponent to use all of their shields. So we still got a whole Typhlosion. We still got a whole A9. Sky Attack's gonna go through, and rather than just bait and do some chip, I just go straight for the Blizzard. If this does go through a KO, if it doesn't go through, at least I grab both shields. Plus, I still have A9 to take out Noctowl. So, as you see, they block both freaking Blizzards. My brain is like, dang, bro. Alright, you call it. You call it. Noctowl, they switch out Noctowl, and they end up sending in Gramble, which is actually great, because I should be able to get to a Blast Burn before they get to a Crunch. And then I'm only 2 additional Incinerates away before you're able to fire another Roo. Because you get it 20, 40, 60, and then 80, 100, and then it's like, you know, Blast Burn's 50 energy, and then you have the other 50 energy. So that's why it only takes 2. So you get 60 minus 50, and then why am I doing math on freaking during a video? You know what we're doing though? KFC. We're about to turn this chicken into fried chicken. And now I know we had that debate about Chick-fil-A versus KFC. I said that in Twitch chat once. No, I actually said that once, yeah. But no, Chick-fil-A is way better than KFC. I don't know. How many of y'all like KFC? Let me know in the comments. I don't think KFC is that great. But, as you see, we're going to manifest our win condition by absolutely farming the holy crap of this Talonflame, and we're going to double ball out against this Noctowl. Noctowl shouldn't have 2 Sky Attacks, and then all I got to do is fire off 2 Weather Balls, and that should be GG's. Got a shield 1, they won't get to the second one. All I'm going to do is absolutely ball out, and then I'm going to send you to the freezer. We're about to make, well, you know, I actually have chicken wings in the freezer right now, and I have yet to make fried chicken. So as you see, double ball goes out, and we take out the Noctowl for the GG's. Chicken wings sound good right now. I just had dinner. I had vegan chicken. So vegan chicken, like California has a lot of these really great vegan places, and there's this place called Veggie in Hayward. That's where I had vegan chicken, and it's really freaking good. Like it's delicious. I had the leftovers. That's my dinner for the day. And then as you see here, we get A9 into A9, so we get mirror on mirror action. Here's the problem: they have Charm. I don't have Charm. So as you see, I'm going to just switch into Politoed and go for the Weather Ball. Politoed is incredibly powerful safe switch, especially for the Catch Cup, considering there aren't really a lot of things that really take it out as far as the Grass Conundrum goes. So as you see here, we get an Alolan, and I'm like, what the heck? I said Alolan, and I'm like, wait a minute. Weather Ball shouldn't be doing that much damage. So, if you look to the top right, our opponent is actually not using a 1500 Alolan. And I'm like, why the heck do you have an Alolan for the Catch Cup? They probably used their research stack, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, for hacks. And they got to, I don't know, did Johto Chore have Alolan? I'm not sure. But as you see here, because that Alolan isn't at full power, don't ask me how I can say Alolan so freaking well. I've said Alolan so freaking much that it's like a, oh my gosh. My speech is articulate, which is absolutely amazing. And hopefully, as you see here, all we're going to do is blast this thing to the absolute oblivion. And I'm not going to shield anything here. I got 2 Weather Balls. Actually, I do shield here because I'm like, my thing is like, I think I have 2 Weather Balls. Here's what happens though, it's really disappointing. So, if you look, the system plays catch up. So, Weather Ball goes off. Ideally, I should be able to get my Weather Ball, right? No. So, apparently, there was a charm that snuck through that I just didn't see. But it doesn't matter here because they send in a Parasect and I send in Typhlosion. So my opponent was never really trying hard to begin with, which is GG's, because all I'm going to do is double up right here. And all I'm going to do is really, I'm just going to farm down this A9. There's no reason for me to throw a move. Weather Ball, Dazzling Gleam, well, nothing matters. Nothing will KO me, and that's GG's. Well, that was the interesting things you see for the Catch Cup, right? But yeah, that's what I meant. It's like, the game is still, I know they did some kind of like update patch like Niantic did, but yo, it's still broken. It's more broken than, let's see, what you call it? What's a reference here I'm trying to do for anime? What's really broke? I don't know, I'll figure out later. But as you see, we got Torracat into our A9, and y'all already knew we're gonna switch into the Frog. And as you see here, we get for Alligator into our Politoed. This is actually pretty great for the reason that Politoed is actually able to resist these waterfalls. Even though this for Alligator looks like it's a full powered for Alligator, we're going to be able to just simply ball out. So many balls. Ball so hard. We're about to score 69. Well, hold on. I haven't actually looked. If any of you are basketball fans, let me know if anybody has actually scored 69 in the game at one point. I don't know if anybody actually has. But speaking of anime, what's more broken? Broken. Or not really broken, but more like anime broken. So for those of you that watch Sword Art Online, this is unpopular opinion, but Sword Art Online is one of my favorite animes. The reason being that's because it's the ultimate epitome of what every gamer would like. A real-life reality where you farm down your opponent and come out of a bazillion energy because you are able to resist them waterfalls, and you just absolutely ball out. But the gripe I have is that Kirito is absolutely motherfudging broken. He is so freaking strong. The dude gets an entire harem. He, like, literally every dude's, like, almost every dude's dream. If you are into the opposite sex, as in females, then, which is nothing wrong if you're or anything else, however, if you are into that, you know Kirito has a harem. And his harem is full of everything. Every season, this dude happens to find another wifey out of nowhere, and she totally likes him, which makes many of you, including me, mad jelly, because the anime world is definitely better than real life. Well, that's actually subjective, but you know what, for the most part, you know, if you had a choice between the real life or anime, I'm pretty sure most of you would pick anime. I would definitely pick anime as well, I'm just saying. As you see here, we're going to be able to break a shield with Torracat. This is actually a really complicated battle, because as you see here, because I got all that energy, I'm going to send in Polito. I'm going to be able to get to one more Weather Ball. This will kill the Torracat, and I should be able to send in A9 after I get charmed down here, and then I should just be able to Weather Ball or Dazzling Gleam for the victory. I still have a shield, so I'm going to be able to get the even if I don't kill with one Weather Ball, I could go for the double Weather Ball, or I can go for Dazzling Gleam. And as you see, my opponent just top lefts. So if you're already noticing the counter, we're at the 5-0 right now. We're at almost at the 7-0 mark. But yes, this is mighty. Like, oh my gosh, freaking, that was a really sweaty battle. Like, I didn't shoutcast the whole thing, but now you got legend on legend accent. So as you see here, we got Sceptile onto A9. This is really cold. It's cold like Game of Thrones, you know what I mean? On this day, I woke up and I chose violence, but actually I didn't choose violence. You know, Catch Cup came around like 2 o'clock, like 1 p.m. So technically you didn't wake up and choose violence. I just chose violence. So with all the violence in the world, as you see here, I'm just totally weatherballing this Sceptile to death. I'm going to choose to let A9 go eventually though. I want to break both shields, and then I'm probably going to get Leaf Bladed to death, and it's going to do some heavy damage. As you see, Weather Ball goes off, we're able to break a shield. Our opponent is staying in here. They get that extra bullet seep through, so what's going to happen is my opponent is still able to get to a freaking Leaf Blade and do heavy damage. And as you see here, we're going to be able to, well, I'm going to try to farm down, but I'm not able to, and we get a Sudowoodo. But this Sudowoodo is using Rock Throw. But you know what we got? We got Politoed. Politoed is so OP. As you see here, we're just going to send Politoed. I'm going to go overcharge just a little bit, and I'm going to fire Weather Ball. I don't want to eat a Rock Slide. I don't want to eat Earthquake, even though I have such a huge advantage right now. So as you see, Weather Ball is going to go off. That should KO Sudowoodo. They won't be able to get to another move, and I got extra energy for my Politoed. Now, all we're going to do, that's a Sowana. But you know what, Sowana? I'm going to hit you with the 426-9 Mach 6 freaking Blizzard. And as you see, that does way more damage than I thought it would. I should be able to get to a Weather Ball too, even if we're on the same interval. Politoed wins CMP. So, with Sowana being the red, this should definitely KO. So, we KO and we get the Sceptile. I'm planning to farm it down, but actually I don't farm it down. As you see, even if I don't charge any of these bubbles, that thing's 1 HP in a Sceptile, and guess what wins? The Politoed. 3 balled and GG'd. Dang. So that's game 6. So can we go to a game 7? You know, like basketball, because we got the game 7? Which sports do you guys watch? Let me know below. I watch most of everything but hockey. Probably hockey. And then anything on the eastern side of the world, like cricket, rugby, etc. But this is terrible. As you see here, we got Houndoom in A9, and that's a terrible lead for us. I'm going to switch in a Politoed, and we get a Granbull. And I time it terribly because I'm freaking, I don't know why I didn't time it correctly. But as you see here, we're going to get the Weather Balls off. Our opponent's probably going to try to, they have such a positive matchup against A9. They might try to just double shield here to keep switch, which isn't a bad idea. As you see Weather Balls go off, my opponent is going to charm. I will be able to get to another Weather Ball though, because Politoed is able to spam these Weather Balls so freaking quickly. Weather Ball goes off, and as you see, we're able to break both shields. I have 2 shields to the zeros, and my opponent can keep switch. I'm going to send in Typhlosion, and then all I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to incinerate down. My opponent fires a move. I'm going to shield this. It's likely a crunch. But the thing is, Typhlosion at this range, well, it's not a crunch, it's a play rough, and I'm like, wow, okay. They send in the Houndoom, and then all I'm going to do is go straight for the Blast Burn. Since that's a Shadow Houndoom, even if this is resisted, Blast Burn should kill. Yes, I Elite TM'd my Typhlosion like I told you in the beginning, so it's got Blast Burn. We Blast Burn down, and my opponent just elects to top left because it's pretty much game over. Yeah, it's pretty much game over. I still got a whole A9 and a Typhlosion. So that's GG's. Behold, 7-0. 7-0 win streak with Typhlosion. I know we only got one beam off, but hopefully you enjoyed these battles in the freaking Catch Cup, the most terrible meta of all freaking time. I hope you enjoyed these battles. And that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was a 7-0 Typhlosion. I know you wanted more beams, but all you got was a crap ton of energy management because I was trying so hard to manifest beams while I was getting this win streak together, and I only got one. But still, hashtag get beamed, and I wish I got more beams. But it's okay. If I don't beam, I ball. I ball out. I ball so hard that your elo will never find that your elo is mine. But you know what? There's no elo in season 20. Or not season 20, rank 20. So, you know, you're just chilling, and hopefully, because I'm going super hard in the Catch Cup, I don't go so high to where my queue times start becoming really nuts, because I dodged the leaderboard for a reason, because I don't have a lot of time to spend in that queue, and I don't want to spend a lot of time in that queue. So, that being said, because I'm spending so many resources, will you do me a huge favor? Please like and subscribe. You can easily subscribe by using that small box at the bottom right, and for all my current subscribers, I really do appreciate y'all. You can also find me on Twitch on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30 PST Pacific time is when I'll usually start, and then it ends to whenever. I really do appreciate y'all. I appreciate all the support. I've seen a lot of you on my Twitch streamers. And of course, please, again, like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I always respond to everybody, so if you take the time to comment below, like, I usually will respond. Like, 90% of the time. If not today, tomorrow, I will make sure. But I hope you guys do enjoy the content. Again, I will manifest more beams in the future. This I swear. I hope y'all are enjoying Open Ultra League, or you're taking this week off because Catch Cup is absolutely nuts. But like I mentioned to you, if you want to have a little bit of fun, you're willing to spend resources, go through your research stack, and you can possibly find some gems like I did, and I can provide so that you can have fun, or if you're a content creator, you can provide content. So, with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed this 7-0 win streak. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.